Welcome to this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. I'm Andrew Himes, and this week we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, Magean De La Torre, and cross-country coach, Conor Holt.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, Magean De La Torre. She's hitting .333 on the season, 5 home runs and 20 driven across last week in games against Oklahoma Wesleyan and St. Greg. She drove in 9 runs with 2 homers in just those Oklahoma Wesleyan games, 2 home runs, 5 driven across. What went into those performances there?
Really, I just saw that my teammates were on base, and I knew I had to pick them up. So if they get on base, it's my job to help them out. They work hard, I work hard.
You moved from the outfield to third base this year. What's the transition been like?
It's been a little bit tough. I haven't played third base since I was 10, so going from the grass to the dirt is, always a bit shaky, but I think I'm getting the hang of it.
What are some of the differences in the positions?
Well, Coach made fun of me because I'm not quick twitch, so third base can be a bit scary. I actually got hit in the head at one of our games down in Texas, so I'm just trying to make sure that my glove gets to my face quick enough.
Team's on a 21-game win streak right now. What's gone into that, and how do you keep the momentum?
Really, we just try not to think about it, because if you think about it too much, you get in your head, and softball is so mental that you just got to play your game and worry about you and your teammates, and everything will just work itself out.
For this team this year, what are the keys to success? What have they been so far, and what are they going to be going forward?
Oh, goodness. Well, we're usually more of a defensive team, but we've really been hitting the ball. We're at like 63 home runs so far as a team this year. I think that, Lily is just, a machine on the mound. And so if we can just help get runs to help her out, then it's pretty much cohesive like that.
Can you share something about yourself that people may not necessarily know?
Oh, the girls make fun of me for this one. I kind of sleep with my eyes open, not like staring at you, but enough to freak you out. You don't know if I'm awake or not.
All right, we've been talking to Superstar of the Week, Magean De La Torre. Stars in action again on Thursday against Friends and Lacey Stadium at 5 p.m.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we've got cross-country track and field coach Conor Holt. Stars are in the middle of the outdoor track season right now. And Coach, the Hutchinson night relays on Saturday. A couple of good finishes. Nick Bonfiglio on the men's side and Lee Smith on the women's side. Talk about their performances.
Yeah, Hutchinson, Kansas. It's a good 3.5-4 hour drive up there, so it was good to get up there. I guess the advantage of being a middle distance and distance only program is the way we can plan things. We can just get to the meet and we run our events, and then we're able to get back in the van and come on home. So for tea time, so it's kind of good. It's good to be able to go to meets now and just not have to worry about 21 events. Just worry about middle distance events and distance events. So it's good. So,
how has the team performed so far through the track season, and what do you expect going forward?
Well, the team is so small right now in our first year, and my goal obviously is to find meets that the kids are going to be competitive at. So I've taken some time looking at meets that are competitive, and we have about 8 to 10 meets now we're planning on. We've done a few already, and we're getting ready to run some more here in the next few weeks. But getting competitive experience at this level, it's important that the kids understand. You gotta be able to think on your feet, make decisions. Obviously, my goal is that make sure that they have a race plan going into the race. But if things change, that's they can think on their own. But also to have success too. Success is important. I think when you're leaving a meet at the end of the day, there's nothing better than being able to say that you did your best and that you're able to be as competitive as you could on the day. And that's important, I think. And then also then, you know, if something goes wrong in a race, if someone, you know, trips or you make a bad decision, you take the lead too early or you run out of gas in a race, then that's what these races are for. These races are for to make you don't make those mistakes again. So, you know, that's important to me, that, you know, that they understand how to race and they learn how to win. You know, that's what it's about, developing that culture. So.
Looking forward, I know you have a couple of recruits that you're really looking forward to, seeing if you can get them here on campus. Tell us about some of the recruits that you're looking to bring in, and what are they going to bring to the team?
Well, you know, there's an old saying in the recruiting world, it never ends. It's like once you're finished with one class, you're automatically going ahead and looking at another class. But we're pretty fortunate here in the kind of program we want to develop. When I took this job, I sat down and I identified some talent in state, obviously some talent out of state. And we've got some good kids coming in. We have state champion in cross country, Ari Barani, coming in. He's from Edmond, Santa Fe. Wonderful kid, great academics. And he just wants to continue winning like he's doing right now. And then on the other side of things, you know, it's all about just developing a winning culture. I think that's important that we have that here. You know, I'm in this, you know, for, you know, identifying talent. You have to have kids that want to come to the program and understand what the program's all about. So in the recruiting process, you know, you have to go out and identify the talent to make sure that they can actually run. And that's important to me. And then make sure that they understand that, you know, that they want to run in college. So on a weekly basis, when I'm talking to kids on the phone, when I have kids in on campus, that's what I talk about. I talk about, you know, okay, you know, where do I see this program going over the next few years? Where do I see, you know, where do I see you fitting into the program? And that's important to me. And then, you know, I'm going to work every day. I see 44 red banners lying on top of a ceiling. So that's what motivates me. You know, it's developing a winning culture. It's recruiting kids who know how to win in high school and want to continue to win in college. That's what recruiting is to me. And we are recruiting a pretty solid class here, incoming class for next fall. And we're already looking at juniors and sophomores. And, you know, that's our goal, is to develop that culture where kids will want to come here and want to be successful. So.
Coming up here in a little over a week, you're going to host the Run to Stop Distracted Driving. Tell us a little bit about that event and what motivated you to organize it.
You know, when I got hired here late last summer, Brandy Gibson, Director of Counselling at the university, approached me about wanting to put on a road race. And she wanted to put on a road race, one, to raise awareness for distracted driving. It's a big issue right now in the United States. But also she wanted to put a road race on in memory of her daughter who lost her life to distracted driving. So I saw it an opportunity. I jumped right on board because I also saw it as an opportunity to promote fitness on campus, promote fitness in the community, and also, you know, use it as a fundraiser for the program. Fundraising is huge in our program right now, and we've been pretty successful in what we've done with some endeavors over the last few months. But I saw it as a great opportunity to, you know, develop a course where, you know, you'd be getting a good picture of the campus. It's a 2-loop course around the campus, and yeah, we're excited. April 21st, 9 a.m., Freed Wellness Center. We're going to run a 5K, pretty fast course. And then we're also doing a 1-mile walk, run, jog. And that takes part right over there near the library. It takes in the statue that was just here, that was just opened up here over the last few months. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, it's on the active.com website. You can register all the way up to the night before the race, I believe. We're also doing a pasta party the night before. Anyone who registers will be able to get into the pasta party. We have Danny Morgan, who is the state legislation. He's pushing state laws with distracted driving. He's going to come and talk. And so we're looking forward to, you know, raising awareness for all this, but also promote fitness. And we're hoping to make this an annual event. So.
One of the guys who's been a big part of the track cross-country program over the last few years, Tim Hartmuller. He joined your staff as a grad assistant coach this past year. What have his contributions been?
You know, Tim was part of the program the last few years. He was chronically injured, so he never really experienced what college athletics is all about. So last fall we had a number of chats together, and I kind of sensed that he wanted to stay involved in it somewhat. So we talked about, him coming on board. He was doing his master's here, and we talked about him coming on board, about, helping out with coaching. And I had a very good mentor when I was starting out in the coaching, Kelly Sullivan at Oregon State. And I always feel that as a head coach, as a coach yourself, you want to mentor up and coming coaches. That's part of the job process. So Tim has done a good job. He has a very good knack of finding talent in all unusual places. And he's played a very important role in some of the recruits that we're bringing next fall. We have a few other people that are kind of involved too. My wife obviously is an assistant coach here, and she's been instrumental in helping, when we have girls on campus, talking with them, talking with their families. And also she's kind of been very instrumental in going out and talking to juniors and sophomores in the state, talking to coaches about the program, and just getting the word out about what we want to do here over the next few years. And so she's been a great help with that. Obviously, she's a professional road racer, so everyone kind of knows who she is. She's actually running Boston next Monday. They invited her up there, so she'll be vying for the top spot, for the top American spot there. Then lastly, Dr. Jason Miller. He's chair of the kinesiology department here at the university, and he's a strength and conditioning guru. And I've been excited that he's jumped on board too, and he's kind of helping out with his strength and conditioning background. And I can only see that getting bigger and better, because I kind of like some of the things that the way he approaches strength and conditioning, some of the things that I kind of like to do too. And that's at this college level, you kind of have to have an overall development to be a very good distance runner. You can't just go out the door and run 10 miles every day. A lot more goes into it. They lift twice a week. We're doing a lot of unique individual attention in our training with each kid. And that's the kind of message that I'm getting out about, if you come here, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a lot of individual attention. You're going to get, you're going to be developed as a full distance runner. And that's important at the college level. That's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to have that mindset, A
couple of months ago, you guys hosted a running clinic featuring Dr. Jack Daniels. What is his OCU connection and his contributions to the running community?
That was a great day. We did the clinic. The Devon Boathouse gave us their facility, and Dr. Daniels obviously is well known in running circles. He wrote a distance book called The Daniels Running Formula that completely revolutionized the way you look at running, the way you look at coaching distance runners. He actually coached here back in the 1960s. This is his first real coaching gig, and very good coach. He actually taught curling back then too. So hopefully I'm not going to be roped into doing something like that, because I would have no idea how to do that. But so one of his students actually was in part of the NASA program, and he actually developed his VDOT, which is his whole running formula that he talks about in his book. But it was a great day. We had a high school clinic in the morning. That was a lot of coaches showed up, and then we had a marathon general running talk in the afternoon, open to the public, and we had a great crowd for that too. So, my goal was to educate. That's my goal, is to educate people here in the state, and that's what I want to do. So we'll probably put on a few more of these down the road. So,
what other kind of plans do you have for the future?
I'm working with Bishop McGuinness now. We're gonna be doing some things with Bishop McGuinness High School. I have use of their track. It's about 2.5 miles from here, so that's where we do all our workouts. We've got a key to the facility, floodlit, so that's nice. We can do workouts any time of the day there. And we're gonna be putting on a running camp with them in June. It's gonna be a high school running clinic, a 3-day running clinic. Details will be up on the website here pretty soon. We're gonna host a high school cross country meet with them. Early high school cross-country meet in August with them, and they're pretty excited about that. And then obviously I'm going to be hosting our college cross-country meet too. But it's just all about building relationships with people, getting out the word there about the program, talking about it, and just making sure everyone understands that, we run cross-country in the fall. We'll run a few indoor track meets, and then we're going to have a pretty extensive outdoor track meet schedule, middle and long distance events. And we're kind of excited about that. I'm kind of excited about the recruits I'm bringing on campus. I'm kind of excited about what I'm hearing on day to day with all that, and then just developing a winning culture here, and eventually down the road win a national championship. That's why I'm here. I want to win a national championship, and I want kids who believe in that. I want kids who are going to be part of that. And that's what I'm most excited about.
All right, we've been talking to OCU cross-country track coach Conor Holt. You can keep up with the team's progress on OCUsports.com.
That's it for this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. Check back every week for all the latest in OCU sports.